Thank you very much, Lisa. Hello, fellow Rotarians, ITHF members, and friends. As Vijay said, my name is Surinder Khanna, and I'm a member of the ITH Virtual Travel Committee. I bring to you greetings from our committee and wish you a good day. We are delighted to see you and thank you for joining us today on our virtual tour to naturally beautiful Nepal. However, before I introduce our presenter, I have a short ITHF related story to share with you. The year was 2018. Sometimes in late June, I received a telephone call and the person on the other end of the line introduced himself as an ITH member visiting Toronto for the Rotary International Convention. He said he and his wife were planning to come to Calgary and could they spend a couple of days with us? I checked with my wife. We weren't doing anything particular on those days. So I said, of course, come along, you're welcome. The voice at the other end of the telephone was none other than our presenter today, Maheswor Bhakta Shrestha. We had a delightful couple of days in Calgary with Maheswor and his charming wife, Pramila. It was fun and enjoyable, impromptu gathering. However, never in my wildest dreams did I expect to meet Maheswor again, or, of all things, stand here before you to introduce him as our speaker today. You know, fellow Rotarians, ITHF is a unique organization as it offers magical opportunities to connect worldwide. Anyway, now that's done, let us meet Maheswor as a Rotarian. Maheswor joined Rotary Club of Kumpul in 2001 and served as the club president in 2003 and 4. 4 years later, he was secretary of District 3292. Maheswor was the district editor for 6 years and the chair of the District Public Image Committee from 2015 to 2019. At present, he is co-chair of the District Advisory Council. Another Rotary highlight worth noting about Maheswor is that after the earthquake in Nepal in 2015, he was instrumental in mobilizing funds from German and British Rotarians to reconstruct 3 badly damaged school buildings in Gorkha. Maheswor retired from the Royal Nepal Airlines as Director Corporate in 1993, and thereafter he set himself up as an aviation and tourism management consultant. After acquiring a master's degree from Tribhuvan University in Kathmandu, he went to University of Westminster, London to take up the postgraduate studies in transportation. In addition, he attended aviation management courses at McGill University, Canada, McDonnell Douglas in the US. Now, you must have surmised that Maheswor has a long list of achievements. Let me just share some of his favorite ones. He was instrumental in successfully introducing Boeing 757 jet service to mark golden era in Nepal Airlines during 1987 and 1996. In year 2000, he authored a book entitled Nepalese Aviation and Tourism, which is prescribed as for master's degree in one of the universities in Nepal. In 1994, he acted as a public relations consultant to AID US and advisor to Nepal Tourism Board in 2010. He consulted with the Asian Development Bank regarding their tourism and aviation projects in Nepal and Southeast Asia. In addition, in 2012 and 2015, he served as deputy team leader in the capacity development project of a civil aviation authority in Nepal. He served as president of the Association of the British Alumni in Nepal during 2015 and 2019. Fellow Rotarians, I have a distinct honor and pleasure to present to you Rotarian Maheswor Bhakta Shrestha. And now, from the comfort of your living room, let us join Maheshwar on a virtual tour of this mystic, adventurous, culturally diverse, and pristine travel destination, Nepal. Fellow Rotarians, enjoy and take it away, Maheshwar.
Thank you very much, Surinder, for introducing me. And it is so nice to see you and Bunny after a few years. Uh, I am very thankful for the organizers to giving me this floor to present Nepal for the ITHF fellow members. Uh, I will try to share the screen and go straight away to the presentation now. Can you see the screen slides?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, I will just to save time. I will start presenting Nepal. We tourism board in Nepal call it Naturally Nepal. It is a kind of a brand, uh, and now Nepal is promoted as Nepal for a lifetime experience, which is the promotional logo of Nepal Tourism Board. Today, I am presenting the country, the travel prospects in Nepal, and also talk about something about the Rotary movement in Nepal and my ITHF experience. Uh, so, okay. Oh yeah, yes, so yeah. Uh, Introducing Nepal, it is as shown in the map. It is in Central Asia between China and India, uh, located between China and India in South Asia. Our government system is a federal democratic republic now. A change from 2008 until when we had the royal kingdom for several centuries. Now our president is a lady called Vidya Devi Bhandari. And Nepali rupee, Nepali currency is a rupee, which is $1 US dollar equals 120 rupees now. Uh, Geographically, as you can see in the this map here, uh, Nepal is made up of high Himalayas in the north, and those red blocks of high mountains all along in the middle, and the flatlands in the southern plain bordering with India. So we have Himalayas bordering with China and the plain lines bordering with uh, India. Uh, and the Himalayas, as you can see the peaks shown in the maps, there are 14 ranges of Himalayas in Nepal, which have 17 peaks higher than 8,000 meters. The Nepal Himalayas in the central Himalaya has 127 peaks of higher than 7,000 meters. So it is a great concentration of high Himalayan peaks. The second item in the is the national parks. We have a lot of 8 national parks around the country, and 5 wildlife reserves also, and conservation area, 4 conservation areas covering at least 20% of the land mass. So Nepal is 20% a national park and wildlife reserves. And UNESCO World Heritage Sites are being declared. 4 World Heritage Sites in Nepal. 2 are cultural centers like Kathmandu and Lumbini, and 2 are natural World Heritage Sites, including Everest region and Chitwan wildlife on the south. So it's a great wildlife World Heritage Sites in Nepal. Now, Nepal is more known for the Mount Everest, which is the highest mountain in the world. And it is 8,848 meters. Recent measure has added 0.86 meter at the height. Anyway, the point is this, as you can see in the photo, it is a solid gold. I call it a gift of nature, which is worth $3 million every year, which comes to Nepal government as royalty from the mountaineers. So it is a solid gold, a gift of nature for Nepal. And Everest base camp trek, as shown in the second slide here, uh, is for 1 week or 2 weeks, two type of trekking there, is one of the best uh, adventure or trekking adventure to the highest land in the world. So it is called and best and an ultimate adventure. Uh, Himalayas are treated as heavenly because it is the abode of the gods. Because the Lord Shiva lives in the Kailash Parvat, one of the Himalayas, and we have this mountain down, which is called Gauri Shankar, which is dedicated to Lord Shiva and Gauri. So the whole of the Himalayas are heavenly and called the abode of the gods. Different gods are associated with the Himalayas. One of the best way to experience Himalayas is, of course, there is a 1 hour flight, a mountain sightseeing flight, a very romantic flight to the journey of Mount Everest within 1 year. From Kathmandu, it takes off and goes around Everest and comes back within 1 hour. This is one of the most popular travel adventure or the experience of Nepal Himalayas in a short while in the comfort of the cabin. Nepal's touristic attractions are mostly trekking in the foothills of the Himalayas, and of course the climbing, mountaineering expeditions. The second part is the cultural tours of Kathmandu Valley. Kathmandu Valley is full of World Heritage sites and the culture and traditions. And most popular trail around Nepal is the Golden Circuit, we call it. From Kathmandu, we travel to Pokhara, some 200 kilometers, and another 100 kilometers is to Lumbini, where Lord Buddha was born, and then to Chitwan Wildlife Adventure, and back to Kathmandu. It is a very interesting circuit. For your information, Nepal was declared by the Lonely Planet Travel Guide recently in ITB. Nepal is one of the 10 best trekking destinations for 2022. So it is on the top list of the travel destinations. Now, talking about the season, spring and autumn is the best season, of course. Spring and autumn period is the best season to travel to Nepal. When to avoid the cold, deep cold winter and the rainy period of the summertime. And most of the trekking practices in Nepal now is a tea house trek, which means all along the trail there are lodges, different kind of guest house, homestay, and lodges where you can use the facility. And then you need a guided tour, or you can have some porters to carry your luggage for a longer one treks. And the latest development is many of the high altitude mountains are connected also with the flights to the base. So we call it a flight trek. Fly to a point and you start trekking higher up. And another type of trek is the cultural heritage treks. Different communities in the hillsides are provide different cultural experiences. So the Thakali experience, or Tamang heritage, Gurkha heritage, or Sherpa land, all these things. So the lower altitude treks are called cultural heritage treks. And there are, of course, the recent development is the spiritual treks to the holy Muktinath, or Gosai Kunda is another Shiva lake on the top of the mountain. Swargadwari or Halesi or Helambu, they are all holy sites where the pilgrims like to visit in their life. The other interesting aspect of the in Nepal is, of course, the food and cuisine like in any other places. We have three specific areas for the testing of the Nepalese cuisine. That is gastronomic tour of Thamel, a place area called Thamel in Kathmandu, and Jhamel in Lalitpur, and Pokhara lakeside. Pokhara also lakeside. A lot of restaurants, more than 50 to 100 restaurants of different types. All different type of foods are available. And these photos indicate the trekking sites. This is in the Everest area. The Ama Dablam is the very famous mountain, and this is the Dhaulagiri area, and another is this one is Manaslu. These are very interesting trekking destinations. And recently, the lot of Nepalese people are also taking the treks like this, enjoying the Mardi Himal treks, which is easier, one of the easier one. Why do trek? Why we trek? There is a statement in one of our brochure here is trekking cleans your mind, rejuvenates your body, and purifies your soul. Up in the Himalayas, every step you take will cleanse your lungs. Every moment you spend in the pure nature heightens your spirit and clarifies the meaning of life. So that being the case, many of the visitors and even the diplomats resident in Nepal go trekking. Very recently, last month, three diplomats from American Ambassador Randy Berry, British Ambassador Nicholas Pottit, and Australian Ambassador, they went to a place called Rara. Rara is one of the largest lake in Nepal, high up in the mountain, and very pristine, and they enjoyed exploring nature there, and also they met a lot of people and did research on the effect of global climate change. So the family holiday in Nepal also are done on the cultural side as well as on the soft adventure side, and the foothills of the Himalayas, or the wildlife safari, which is very popular these days, and enjoying the multicultural festivities. A lot of festivities every week. There are one or the other festivals in different parts of the world. And recently, the local drinks and foods cuisine has become very popular, and one of the interesting part of the travel to Nepal is winning friends. The Nepalese are very friendly. I will talk a little bit more about on the other slide. And Nepal Himalayas particularly are described as a Sangrila, where great gurus and rishi munis and spiritual leaders had meditated and practiced spirituality for ages. Starting from Siddhartha Gautam Buddha in the 5th century, who was born in Nepal, and Guru Rinpoche Padma Sambhava, which the second one in the photo picture, he was here in the 8th century. Yogi Gorakhnath, he was here in the 3rd century and helped unify Nepal into the present shape. And Rishi Ved Vyas, who wrote Veda in Nepal, and another guru, Patanjali, who wrote Yoga Sutras for the world. So this Indian Guru Ramdev recently visited Nepal, and he experienced the peace, tranquility, wellness, and spiritual healing in Nepal. Now, Nepal is for experiencing nature, culture, and adventure. There are three main aspects. The nature, the Himalayan panorama that can be seen from Kathmandu is shown here, and the culture of the Kathmandu Valley, where there are different cities, and the adventure of trekking and high mountain expedition in the Everest. This is the Everest area photos here, mountainous. And soft adventures are bungee jumping and climbing and river rafting, kayaking, paragliding and rock climbing. There are a lot of activities, mostly centered around Pokhara area, which is this photo is from Pokhara. Its mountain is called Fistel Mountain in paragliding. The next best experience is, of course, the Nepalese cuisine. The gastronomic tour is quite popular because our cuisine is a fusion of Tibetan, Indian, and continental foods. Our staple food is dal bhat, lintel and rice and lentil. But we have a special Newari food. Newari is a typical Kathmandu urban-based cuisine where it is the Ayla, they brew local spirit in this traditional fashion is called Ayla. And momo, as it is shown here, there's a great varieties of momo and is quite popular all around the world, all around the Nepal. And this Newari cuisine includes 84 varieties of meats. And this is the sample platter of Newari food. And a great variety of Newari foods are there for chicken, mutton, pork, fish, or anything, or vegetable platters and things like that. Another important Nepali dish is called thakali. Thakali, tribal food, is very popular these days, based on thali of rice and lentil. But the taste is superb because they were in the traditional trade routes between Nepal and Tibet, and they are always cooking their food. Their food preparation is very, very special. And Kathmandu as well as Pokhara is the best place to sample these foods. We have, of course, the Indian tandoori, Mughlai or rolls, and continental pizza, pasta, and all different continental dishes also. On the trek also, you can get all these varieties of foods. The Newari food feast is very, very special. As I told you, it's a Chaurasi Benjan, or 84 different varieties of food being served in one festival, in one occasion. So it is very, very special. This platter is so special with this is the rice brewed beer, home brewed beer, and this is home brewed spirit. So this is a special thing to experience. Another interesting part of visit to Nepal is to meet the people of Nepal. We are multi-ethnic, multicultural, and multilinguistic country. We have Magar Gurungs in the eastern Nepal and western Nepal, and Rai Limbus in eastern Nepal, Tharus in the Tarai, and Sherpas in the high mountain, and Newars in the valleys. And besides that, there are Khetris, Brahmins, and other 82 ethnic tribes in Nepal. And all these, they treat visitors or like guests are God. Atithi Devo Bhava. So guests, they treat guests like their God. So that is the reason why Nepalese people are found very friendly and smiling people. And they say that the people of Nepal is the most intriguing mystery of Nepal. Once you visit, you win friends, and then that becomes the lifetime experience. Another interesting part of Nepal visit is the cultural mysteries of Kathmandu Valley, especially where Nepal, where the gods are living. We have the legend of living goddesses called Kumari, who bless the rulers and the people of Nepal. If the ruler, whoever rules the country, needs to be blessed by this goddess once a year in September month, when she is carried in a chariot festival along the streets of Kathmandu for a week-long festival. And whoever gets blessed will rule the country. That is the tradition here. Kathmandu Valley, a little more about the Kathmandu Valley, it's surrounded by high Himalayan mountains and the green mountains, and a lot of hills and monasteries and temples on the hills, and the settlement. It is a valley with three different cities, and in Kathmandu Valley there are say 7 World Heritage sites within these 12 square kilometer areas. 2 Hindu temples, Pashupati and Changunarayan, 2 Buddhist stupas like Bauddha and Swayambhunath, and 3 queen cities, Kathmandu, Lalitpur, and Bhaktapur. They were having 3 different kings until 1776, when they were unified by into Nepal. So it is a city of Kathmandu is a city of temples. One writer said there are more temples than the number of houses, and there are more idols of the gods than the number of people living in this valley. So that was at one time that was the reality of life. This is a symbol of Kathmandu, the palace area, and similar is the Kathmandu is a combination of Hindu temples and Buddhist stupas, Swayambhu and this thing, and they are the called mix of the Hindu and Buddhist is the basic culture of Kathmandu Valley. And Swayambhu stupa, this Buddhist Buddha stupa is one of the oldest in the world, some 2000 years old, and a place center for the Tibetan refugees. It's a great place to practice Buddhist spiritualism. So, and this is another city called Lalitpur or Patan, a city of fine arts, which is another World Heritage Sites and one of the most picturesque city in Nepal, most photogenic center of Nepal. And Bhaktapur is the third palace square city, which is also described by UNESCO World Heritage Site as an open museum. Everywhere you go, it's so artistic, so tall temples which were not affected by even the big earthquakes of several. This is some 250 years old. During that time, we had three great earthquakes, but nothing has happened. The multi-roof pagoda temple architecture with exquisite wood carvings as shown here dates back to 17th and 18th century. They are the treasures of Nepalese artifacts. And pagoda style of temple originates in Nepal itself. So it traveled from Nepal to Tibet to China to Japan and other places. Another World Heritage Site is the Buddhist holy site of Lumbini Garden, where Siddhartha Gautam chose to be born in 563 BC, so 2600 years ago. So Siddhartha Gautam attained nirvana, the enlightenment at the age of 35, and he became the light of Asia. This is the birth scene of Siddhartha Gautam Buddha, depicted by the artist. Now, we have very recently we have a longest suspension bridge, 678 meters long, across this Kaligandaki Valley right here, which is so green and pristine, and then the bridge looks like the bridge to the eternity. It's lost in the clouds. Another interesting part of Nepal visit is a visit to Pokhara, which is described as a paradise Pokhara, they call, because Pokhara is one of the archaeologist, geologist from Swiss geologist called Tony Hagen in 1950s. He traveled 12,000 kilometers around Nepal and then described Pokhara as one of the best, most extraordinary and beautiful place in the world. So since then, Pokhara has become a very close city, close to the Himalayas and full of lakes. It's a lake district, and the skyline is covered with the Himalayas. So it is a must place in Nepal. The last is the wildlife experience in Nepal in Chiton National Park, which is about 150 kilometers south west of Kathmandu. We have a lot of tigers, some 235 Royal Bengal tigers in this in Nepal now, and most of them are in Chiton. There are some other places also. And bird watching is a very interesting aspect in Nepal because of our varied tropical vegetation and high alpine altitude. We have one of the world's largest collection of birds. 886 species have been identified in Nepal, which is the number higher than the whole of North America, which they have about 560 species, I think. And butterflies are also a great collection of butterflies here, some 635 varieties of butterflies. So it is a great country of diversity, and the National Wildlife Chitawan National Park is very popular for all this and the wildlife experience, because within a short area you can experience a great variety of animals concentrated there. So within a day or two, you can experience, you can have a great wildlife experience in Chitawan. That is the reason this place is very popular for tourists as well as the Nepalese, and they go there on the lakeside and the river side. They enjoy the sun bathing or the elephant bathing. It's quite an interesting place. Another uniqueness of Nepal is the Himalayas of Nepal. Also is a place where we find unique this herb, a very rare medicinal herb called Yasa Gumba, which is used for medicinal purpose, as well as Himalayan, called Himalayan Viagra also. It is quite expensive. It is more valuable than gold. And at very at I mean Sanjeevani Bhuti is another herb which was found in Nepal Himalayas in the Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga. I mean in Ramayana time, when Lakshman was killed, and they saved his life by bringing the Sanjeevani Bhuti from the Himalayas, and monkey god Hanuman was assigned to bring it from Nepal all the way to Sri Lanka. Uh, the Nepal Himalaya is also a habitat for yak and the yetis. The yaks are the carriers in the high mountains like this, and the yeti is a very abominable snowman, which is a mystical thing. Or people have faith it exists there, but they have not a great, solid proof of being seen here. And there is a jewel vest of which is a gift from the snake god, which is shown every year, once every year for the owner, because this is found and there is a dispute about the ownership. So it is shown in the presence of the king or the president of Nepal once every year to invite if somebody has a claim on it with proof. And another one feature is, of course, the very unique national flag in double triangle shape, which is a divine unity, male and female element of the divinity. Now, so much about the travel. Now, few slides on Rotary movement in Nepal. So, since we are all Rotarians, I thought of presenting few facts about Rotary in Nepal. This is one of the photos I took from Kathmandu Valley after the sunset. That was a full moon day, full moon night. So the moon has come out and the sun has already set, and the Himalayas are lit by the full moon, and it's so unique. Now in Nepal, we have Rotary started in 1958 actually, but we have a different, separate Rotary District 3292 from 2008 July. And since then, the movement has gained momentum. And right now we have 154 Rotary clubs with 6,000 members. And more active are the Rotract and Intract clubs. More than the Rotract clubs, there are more Rotract clubs than the Rotary. And community core, Rotary community core also 150. Very interesting part of Rotary movement in Nepal is a large concentration of the global grant projects done in Nepal. In the past 12 years, we did 678 global grant projects, which is the highest probably in any other districts in the world. And it involved $27 million against during that 12 years, Nepal district also contributed $7 million to the Rotary Foundation as of July 2021. This is a very remarkable achievement in the Rotary districts, and Rotary district Nepal was thus described as one of the top 15 districts in the Rotary world, and that was announced in 2012. Now, talking about the ITHF experience, I have been a member of ITHF since 2015, and I have hosted guests from starting from 2009-10 also, two Rotarians from UK, and from 2015 I have hosted two Rotarians coming from New Jersey, and one from India, and one couple also came from Kerala, South India, and stayed with us. More interesting was three ladies, Rotarians, who came from Brooklyn, Massachusetts in USA in 2017, and stayed with us 5 days. And they really enjoyed, and they invited us to visit them. And then we were a host with Surinder and Bonnie Khanna in 2018 in Calgary. And in 2019, we stayed in with Herman Hess and Monica in Stockholm, Sweden. And of course, in the same year in Brooklyn, USA, we stayed three days with Sharon, Herman, and Joyce, Graf, and Susan. That was an exclusive experience, exchanging flags and things like that. So my ITHF experience is heightened by the visit of these three ladies in our Rotary Club of Kupandol, where I belong to, my home club. And this is a small picture of our house, which is which we have two guest rooms for any Rotarians visiting us anytime. This is all that I wanted to present at this time. I would invite any queries or questions or further clarifications. I will try to respond. This statue, very popular in all my presentations, is the photo I took in some 25 years ago. It belongs to a Malla king of Bhaktapur called Bhupatendra Malla. He was in the 1720s, and he is still there for 300 years. He is standing there, the statue in front of the temple of the palace area. Thank you very much. Namaste from Nepal. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was very good. It was very informative too.
Thank you.
Great presentation, Maheswor. Thank you.
Most welcome. Thank you very much.
Well, so do you see any questions in the chat?
Any questions? In fact, you can just raise your hands also, even if you haven't put it on the chat box.
Florence, I believe you had a question that you wanted. You were wondering whether Maheswor could do a presentation to your club.
Yes, I was wondering if he could do a presentation to our club. Our Rotary Club, ever since it's been established, is an E-club, and our home base is North Carolina, but we have 7 different countries represented in our club.
That would be my pleasure to be presenting something in your club. You can tell me, I can make presentations on Nepal again, or on the Rotary movement activities here, or the service projects that we do, or any other issues on Nepal. Give me your preference or what you wanted to listen. I would be very delighted and to be in your club. Thank you. And
Thank
give me
you.
your link and presentation. Yeah.
I shared my email there, so that if you could email me, I can email you dates that are available in January.
Yeah, sure, sure.
On the-
Maheswor, I can
Nepal.
send you Florence's email address.
Is it in the chat box? You can write your email address in the chat box.
It is
I can put, oh, there.
It is already there, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, you're in Wake Forest and Raleigh. I'm in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Okay. There's a
Yeah,
there's a
okay.
question. Okay. There's a question from Lily Fritters. Would you like to go ahead and ask, Lily?
Yeah, I just wondered how many, what countries are in your district? So Nepal is part of your district, but who else is in your district?
Well, our district 3292 includes Nepal as well as Bhutan. We have a new club sponsored by Nepal in Bhutan in 2012. Since then, this district is Nepal and Bhutan. Previously, Nepal was part of India in
Okay.
Calcutta. But since 2008, we have our own district.
Thank you.
I don't see any other questions in the chat box. If you have in, okay, Lihia, please. You're muted. You're muted.
I noticed that you talk about the best time to go to Nepal was the spring and summer, but what months are spring and summer in Nepal?
Oh, I see. September to November, December, and March to May.
Okay.
They are the best period. Of course, people are coming here all throughout the year. I have done Everest base camp trek in January, which is the coldest month. And summertime, the experience is quite different. The peaks are not visible, but the movement of the clouds and the rain and the it is a different experience altogether. Everything is so green and clean, and so people enjoy different season actually, especially the southern Europeans, Italian and Spanish, and they like to come in the summertime, which is full of festivals and a very clean environment. But the British and the Alps, people from around the Alps, they like to come to see the Himalayas, and that is clear in the autumn. September, October, November. November is probably the best month for very clean sky and clear view of the Himalayas, and the best for the photography, of course.
Thank you.
I have a question. I was wondering if this goddess that I have that was given to me in Nepal, if you could help me with the name of this goddess.
It could be Manjusri or Saraswati. It comes to my mind. As I see the image, it could be Saraswati, the goddess of learning, or Manjusri, who is very famous goddess and representing the element coming to Kathmandu, and he drained out the lake called Kathmandu. Kathmandu was a lake. He drained out in ancient time and make it habitable. So this, I am not sure about these two names. Either of these two must be the image.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, there are a few more questions in the chat box. Next is from Pieta from Sydney.
Yes, hi. I remember the terrible earthquake that you had a couple of years ago. And in my community, there's an agency that's helping rebuild schools, and it's called Just Another Brick in Nepal. And they have been building schools, and they advertise regularly on our television for fundraising. So I'm wondering how the rebuilding is going.
Yes, we had a great earthquake in 2015, April, and thousands of schools in the villages, western part of Nepal, west central part of Nepal were damaged, including public people's houses as well as schools, mostly the schools. So Rotary has taken up with a special committee. We call it ERRP, Earthquake Relief, Rehabilitation and Reconstruction Project, which has been funded by Rotarians from all around the world. And we built more than 2,500 schools already. And as Surinder Khanna was telling about me, I myself was involved in building 3 schools, not many, but I took initiative. Some British came up asking if we can build schools in the area called in Gorkha area, and they chose me, and we are still working on school projects, rehabilitation, reconstruction, and even improvement. So Rotary is deeply involved in reconstruction and rehabilitation of earthquake damaged schools, and also the public community houses at different places. 4 different areas we built 50 houses each for the public. And one of the community houses was inaugurated by Rotary International's Vice President, lady from Canada, called Rose. I forgot her name. She is the trustee in the Rotary Foundation now. I think.
Thank you. Next one is from Pradeep. Would you like to go ahead and ask, Pradeep?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maheswor. It was a great presentation. I was just wondering, having been in Leh in Ladakh at elevation, I'm just wondering, how high is Kathmandu above sea level?
In feet, it is 4,300 or 1,300 meters, 1,330 meters altitude.
Okay, so not as high as Leh, which I think is 11,000.
Yeah, from sea level, it is 4,300 feet high.
Okay, and if one were to go up to Everest Base Camp, roughly what sort of elevation?
For Everest Base Camp is 5,354 meters high, which is over 18,000 feet. So we have to climb 14,000 from Kathmandu.
Not
sure I could handle that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next one is from Arun Kumar from Madras, Basant Nagar. Arun Kumar, please go ahead and ask.
Yeah, thank you, Maheswor, for acting to the. I just would like to understand the approximate cost of stay for a couple, say during summer and during spring, as you are mentioning the 2 seasons, and what kind of stay arrangements. If you have any data, or you can share that by mail also later. Sorry.
Airfare is one part, which is sometimes expensive from some part of the world, and travel in Nepal is inside Nepal is not quite expensive, because hotels are reasonably priced, and foods are also not expensive, and only the travel cost is a bit high. So the average for a couple, if you set aside $100 per day, it would be more than enough for the tour inside Nepal. That is what I also do when I travel to Europe or America. Also, I set a budget of about $100 a day for these local expenses, which is more than enough for Nepal. So it is not expensive to travel inside Nepal. Only that.
That's wonderful.
Sorry.
That is wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome.
Maheswor, what's the minimum number of days would you need to be in Nepal to see the various things that you were talking about? You know, if you wanted to go to some of the wildlife parks and, you know.
1 week would be a minimum, I should say, because traveling 1 day arriving and 1 day leaving is lost. So at least 5 working days is necessary. But I would suggest 2 weeks holiday is most ideal to experience Nepal. All these different places and culture, to 7 to 14 days or 10 days, whatever, more than 7 days, I should say.
And what is the travel, do you go by taxi, by bus, or do you fly to the different areas?
Yes, there are buses, public buses or tourist buses also available on the circuit that I described to go to Pokhara. But depending on the number of people together in the group, maybe 3-4 people, they can have their own car, hire a car and go around.
Okay.
And some of the high altitude mountains, we normally fly there.
Okay.
Like Lukla to Everest area and Jomsom to Annapurna area. We just have a short flight and then we are right on the high mountain areas for we start walking, trekking or things like that. So we have a lot of stall mountain flights around the country, some 50 to 54 airports. I think 30 airports are being chopped. So
Interesting.
it
Thank
takes
you.
time.
Okay.
One of these days you'll see us there.
Oh yeah, you are most welcome. You are most welcome.
Yes, I don't see any other questions in the chat box. If you have any of you have any questions, please go ahead. Otherwise, Lihia.
There was a question, 30 airports. So did you say 30 airports, Maheswor?
What is the question?
I just said 30 airports, question mark.
Oh yeah. Oh well, we have more. We have built more than 52 airports around the country because there is no roads, so we have airports. So some of the people living in the high altitude mountain areas, they have seen planes before they have seen any car or jeeps or trucks, which is quite the reverse situation here. And the bullock carts and cars were uplifted by air to those areas, even to Pokhara in the beginning. So it is a unique place. So about 30 domestic airports are being served regularly by 8 different airlines, small, big airlines, and a lot of helicopter operators also. We have 8 helicopter operators and 8 fixed wing operators. Like fixed wing means twin otter aircraft, like from Canada, and small aircraft less than. And one of the most popular aircraft now is the French this aircraft, which is called some 50 ATR 42 and ATR 72 are the most popular aircraft for mountain sightseeing and Pokhara and most of the cities in Nepal.
Thank you.
Okay. So at this time,
Sorry, Doug had a question.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't see.
Yeah.
his hand.
Thank you. I do have a question. I was in Nepal, I think it was 2007. And it was about a year before the king abdicated. And there was quite a lot of unrest, I guess you'd call it, in particularly Western Nepal. Has that all pretty well settled down now?
Yes, after 2008 replacement of the government, things have settled, and they are in the main political stream now. The Maoist Nepalese Communist Party called Maoist group. They were doing all those insurgency activities. Now they are in the mainstream of the political party, and they are part of the coalition government in Nepal now. So situations are quite changed now.
Another question, if I may. We hiked the Langtang Valley.
Good.
Now that was before the big earthquake, and my understanding is that the Langtang was hit pretty hard with big landslides, and a lot of people died. Has that anything up there been opened up again?
Yes, it has been rebuilt already. The Lamtang area, the Lamtang Valley, Lamtang village itself was hit hard by the avalanche. It was totally covered by the avalanche. Hundreds of people died, and all the facilities were devastated, including the hydro project and all the houses. Now they have reconstructed and a new village has developed and people started going there. After these years, it is more normal now.
It was absolutely beautiful when we were up there. And I'm sure that hasn't changed.
No, I think the pristine beauty of Lamtang Valley is intact, and the Lamtang is most popular for the butterflies and the unique flower called blue poppies.
We saw
In
those.
In April, the blue poppies start blooming, and the Japanese take the flight all the way from Japan to Nepal and take a helicopter to go there just to see that blue poppy is blooming. So it is a very popular and very close to Kathmandu Valley, just north of Kathmandu.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to attempt to bring you to some smaller groups in the
Sorry,
break
yeah,
room.
there's another question.
Oh, there's another, oh, okay.
Try to be visible. I'm kind of surprised nobody's asked this question, but what is the current COVID situation in Nepal and what are the entry requirements if somebody wants to go there from a health standpoint?
The COVID has created a lot of problems in travel, and now Nepal is open for travel, except for some South African countries and few other countries. They have not given the online on-arrival visa. We have a system of issuing visa on arrival at the airport, so you can do that.
Okay, and so, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and like all other places, air flights are, you can take the flight only after you have PCR test within 48 hours, something like that. And then you have vaccine, 2 vaccines. So that qualifies. There are the only 2 conditions, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so at this point, we're going to have a very short time on the break rooms, but this is an opportunity to connect with a smaller group of people. If you find yourself alone, feel free to move back to the main room or to another break room. You're able to do that. So let me give it a try and see what happens. I'm not sure I'll be able to do it. Okay, so, assign automatically, it says here. But it tells me to put let participants, okay. I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to do this. It's not allowing me to lower or create them there. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Let's see what happens. And you guys know, yeah. I guess nothing is happening. Yes, it is.
No, it is because there are people.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Aha.
Aha. So we are in our own little break room here.
We have Roberto. Roberto, where are you from? Oh, Roberto is muted. Okay, so I guess
I am from Puerto Rico.
Oh, from Puerto Rico. Welcome, Roberto. So,
thank you.
So, well, we were lucky to end up in the break room with the speaker. So that was pretty good. Hello, Pieta. So I put 5 people per break room, but apparently
I think we are the residual.
This thing doesn't obey. So, so you're Roberto, you're an ITHF member?
Yes.
Yeah, very good, very good. So everyone here an ITHF member. Bruce, we're going to make you an ITHF member very soon.
Yes.
Well, it's nice to, I've always wanted to go to British Columbia. So this should be an opportunity at some point. Now that I know Pieta. You're muted, Pieta. Yeah, you guys can unmute yourself in order to
Yes,
be able
sorry,
to
I didn't
stay on
realize I
the,
was muted.
on the break room.
We have lots of mountains in British Columbia, but they're not as high as the Himalayas.
Yeah, but yeah, someone from I'm in District 6990, and I was the Friendship Exchange Chair last year, and I will be again next year. And you know, several members love Canada. We did a Friendship Exchange to Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and that area.
Nice.
So then someone said we should now head to British Columbia.
Oh, yeah, we'd love to
Yeah.
have you.
So we'll have to.
The borders are just starting to open.
Yes, yes. Oh, we're going to have to be
Keep our
patient
fingers
and wait.
crossed
Yeah.
that it
Yeah.
doesn't decline any further.
Many years ago, I went to India and I was in Dehradun. And when I was in my hotel room, I opened the curtains and I could see the Himalayas. I was very excited to be so close.
Yeah.
And they saw the Ganges River very close to the source. It was wonderful.
You know, I'm originally from India, but I've never been to that part of the world. I haven't been to Dehradun and up there. I did go to a place called Leh Ladakh, which Pardeep was talking about earlier, and that's at 11,000 square feet,
Mhm.
the valley, and then everything else is up there. So I've been up to 18,500 feet,
Wow.
but it was by car. We didn't trek up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Bruce, I bet you have, unmute yourself, Bruce. I bet you have done a little trekking over there.
You need to unmute yourself, Bruce. There you
Yes, my first time in Nepal, I trekked the Annapurna range. We did an 18-day trek and we went around the Annapurna mountain, and it was unbelievable. And you know, I don't think I could do it now, but it was wonderful. And it was the highest we got up was 5,300 meters. We were up at 17 or 18,000 feet when we went over the pass. Yeah.
Thorangla Pass. You had gone to
Yeah.
Thorangla Pass.
Yeah, the Thurlong Pass we went.
Yeah.
And but a few years ago we went back to Nepal and we did a short trek in the Annapurna section for 4 days, just to kind of give everybody a little taste of the trekking. But and we did go to the jungle and rode on the elephants, and I thought that was really different. That was good. And we saw the rhinoceroses were having a snooze, a little sleep in the forest, and the elephants were in there walking around them, and the big boa constrictor snakes having a little sleep by the trees.
The good thing is, Maheswor, you have a travel agency, right?
Yes, my son runs it now.
Okay,
This is
good.
trekking
So he
travel
can
company.
organize everything for us.
Yes, certainly.
That was.
Certainly. Give me an opportunity. We'll meet your expectations and requirements. Yeah.
2023.
It's just a little hop from when you go to India, Simi.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Just a little up.
It's just a little
A high mountain pass.
Yeah.
Well, one of our very good friends in Nepal, he's been a friend now for 25 years, is Vishnu Sabidi with the Kathmandu Rotary Club. And he's been one of our friends, and we've done 3 or 4 global grant projects with him and his club. So do you know him?
Yeah, I know. Vishnu Subedi comes from the oldest club in Nepal, Rotary Club of Kathmandu. And from the same club, there is one guy called Anup. He joined, he is in Canada, or in Ottawa, I think now.
He's in
As a
Pardeep's club.
Rotarian also. Yeah, Arnav Subedi. So they are from the same club. I know them personally.
And we have a personal connection with Rabindra Puri from Bhakta. Rabindra was the person who designed our school. We built a 16-room school in Fulbari, a little village north of Kathmandu, of Bhaktapur. So Rabindra is one of our Nepal friends.
Yeah, doing some projects, school projects, of health projects, or any other Rotary projects is a great way of visiting the place. If you raise some fund and select a project, and then it is a visit to the site and combined with other tour of the country, and it is a holiday as well as it's a purpose designed visit. That most of the visitors to Nepal I entertain as ITHF friends, they also do the same way. They have one or the other projects, or polio project, or school project, and then they enjoy both. So
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back because it's getting kind of very late. I'm going to try to close the break rooms, but it's been a pleasure to exchange also and connect. And we'll move and do our closing because it's already almost 10:45 in the US. Okay, so let's see now, close all rooms and then they'll warm them, yeah? They'll
Yeah,
give
it
you,
says
okay,
all
they have a
breakouts.
minute there, they'll be given a minute to return, yeah, okay. Very good. So let's see, was it gonna happen? Do I click on leave? I don't know. This is
No, I
my
think
first
because you're
time.
still in the main room.
So it's going, we'll go back to the main room,
Mhm.
hopefully. Do we have to click leave? No?
But we didn't get the leave, right?
Oh, yeah, there was time to go back to the main room, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, now we have June.
Yeah. So let's see who else we have left.
Where are you from, June?
I'm from Toronto.
Oh, you're from Toronto, okay.
Okay, so.
Yeah, my son lived in Toronto. He just moved to London, Ontario last December.
I'm familiar with London. Members. I used to live there.
Okay, everybody coming back. Very good. Oh, I like this. We figured it out, Zimi.
You figured it out, not me.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. It was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. Thank you again, Maheswor, for doing that for us. And we look forward, yeah, it needs a clap. We look forward to seeing you again as we travel next January to the Amazons. We are heading for the Amazon and Iguazu. And pardon me?
Iguazu, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then after that we have we will be going to Florida, USA, and later on we plan to travel to Queensland, Australia. So if you are interested on giving a presentation, you can contact CME. CME will tell you all about the guidelines that we use. And if you also have any technical computer skills and would like to volunteer them to our virtual travel committee, we also look forward to having anybody who might be interested to step up on that. Or if you know another Rotarian who may want to do it, please let us know. You can contact me or see me or any other member of the committee. We encourage you to go to the ITHF webpage portal, has a lot of unique new things for you to try. You can also find all our previous virtual tours that recorded there on a YouTube. And we encourage you to ask other Rotarians to become members of ITHF so we can maintain our connections and start traveling again in a not too far future in person. So thank you again for coming.
Cliff had a question saying, are these open to all Rotarians and even non-Rotarians? Yes, you can invite your friends for the presentations.
Yes.
Well, I've talked to several people and they're really intrigued by the notion of what this group does. And so I wanted to be sure we weren't breaking any rules if we had other Rotarians who are not members of ITHL or even non-Rotarians that wanted to sit in. So we'll get the word out.
Yes, we encourage you to invite Rotarians who are not ITHF members, because as they like it, then we can encourage them to join us. And we have gotten a few members already by attending the virtual groups. And we're going to get a new one because Bruce is going to join us now. Yeah, Bruce. So yes, part of what we're doing is to encourage expansion of the membership and retention, while that we're not able to really travel around it.
Amy, I have a question. This is for inviting guests. How does the website, the Zoom meeting connection work? Because it says do not share that, and I tried to give that forwarded to a friend and it didn't work. So
okay, you cannot share the Zoom registration after you have registered, but you can share the announcement when you receive it, and that person then registers on their own with their own email, and
Great.
then they're able to join. Correct. Yeah, you cannot, because after you register, that link that you receive is personally yours only.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
but you can do it before you register.
Doug, you had a question?
Yes, the ITHF website is just simply put that into Google and it'll pop up.
Yeah, ithf.org.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I want to show that to a friend of mine.
Perfect.
Who's a Rotarian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if you're an ITHF member, you can log into the member site and you can get a listing of all the ITHF members across the world. A non-member does not have access to that site. So the addresses and the contact information is not shared. They just get general information about ITHF, but not the member area.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Surinder, you had a comment?
No, I was just listening to these words of wisdom.
Pam had a good suggestion. She said, share with your club members the great experience of these Zoom travel presentations. I am doing Zoom presentations with clubs in my district, 9560. So that's a good idea. Thank you, Pam.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, thank you again, and we'll see you in the Amazons in January.
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
We'll see.
Well, the committee will be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas,
everyone.
Happy
See you all on
holidays.
the Amazon.
Happy holidays to all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Morning, whatever.
Good night, all.
Thanks, Maheswor. That was really good.
Thank you, Simi. You made it happen. Same way, can you please email me the link again in the next morning, tomorrow morning? Huh?
Okay, I'll do that. I will email you. Do you want me to email it to you right now?
Email is, yeah, even now is better. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that now before I go to bed so that I don't forget it. And yeah.
Any changes you suggest me for the tomorrow morning presentation? Any improvement changes you suggest?
No, I think it was very good. What
I
do you
think
think?
very well. I mean,
Yeah.
you had lots of questions and a lot of engagement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I think it was very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
it was very well done. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. So
you
we'll
know,
see you tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Bye bye.